Hello everyone. Today we'll be talking about the villain turned red chair of passion, Setsuna Higashi, aka Ise, aka Chair Passion. She is the first villain to become a chair, so let's not sit around and get into the information. Setsuna Higashi is one of the four main chairs in Fresh Percure. Originally from Labyrinth, she served it as Ise until episode 23. After having a change of heart and being reborn, she transforms into Chair Passion. Her catchphrase is, "I'll do my best." Setsuna comes from the 6th season of Percure, Fresh Percure. She made her debut as a villain character, being both her evil alter ego, Ise. At the time, her name, Setsuna Higashi, was just an alias when she made her debut in episode 1. But she became Chair Passion in episode 23 when being reborn after dying. That name became her own. Setsuna is a 14-year-old. She was born and came from Labyrinth, and moved to Yotsuba on Earth after she became a Percure. Setsuna does not have any biological parents or family. When becoming a Percure and moving to Yotsuba, she is adopted by the Momozono family. Ayumi Momozono, Keitaro Momozono, and Love Momozono became her adopted family. Her role was that of a villain until up to episode 23, when her role was changed to a Percure. Her three alter egos are Ise, and Chair Passion, and Chair Angel Passion in her ultimate form. Her theme is around passion fruits, and her theme color is red. When she was Ise, she had the power to create Nakaramekes and Nagasekaba. Don't judge me, the names are pronouncing really hard. But to transform into Chair Passion, Setsuna uses the phrase like the other Fresh Cures, change, Percure, beat up. And as Ise, she used the phrase switch over to become both Setsuna and Ise. Her Percure items she uses to transform into a cure are Akarune, one of the 4 pick runes in a Link run. She uses the weapons, the Passion Harp, and Clover Box with the other 3 cures. She has the catchphrase which is, "I'll do my best." She is voiced by Yuka Komatsu, who outside of Percure you may know from her lots of roles all the way back to the 2000s. One of those being the new voice of Yuki's Shana in the OVA Saint Seiya series that follows the last arcs of the classic series. And for video games, you'll probably know her for 2 characters in Persona 3, Natsuki Moriyama, and Asako Toriumi. Setsuna has 2 image songs called The Blossom of Your Smile, The Sky of My Heart, and To Your Future Self. As Ise, her red eyes appear empty, and she has shoulder-length silver hair worn around her shoulders with a black headband. She wears a black sleeveless top with pointed tails and a red collar to access the 2 crimson gems on the front. She wears this with short shorts, long black gloves with maroon badges, and matching color bands on the upper arm, stockings decorated with red bows, and red heels. As Setsuna, her hair keeps the same style but turns dark purple, and her eyes remain lifeless until episode 24. She originally wore a red long-sleeve top with a white tank top, khaki shorts, and black leather boots. And during the summer, she wore a light gray shirt and knee-length dark navy jeans and red heels. She wears this clover necklace Love gave her until episode 22. After her resurrection, she keeps the top, but it is red and white instead. Her second summer outfit consists of a red dress beneath a white vest, and she still wears the same heels. In winter, she switches to a red shirt with a denim navy jacket, layered with a blue skirt, black ties, and a pair of flats. During dance lessons, she wears a dark red sweatshirt with a pink shirt, a mini skirt for bottoms, black stockings, and a pair of dark red and white high tops. In the movie, she wears a crimson top with a cream belt beneath a dark purple jacket with white linings and a red feather design on the back. She also wears dark purple shorts, dark gray knee socks, and dark red shoes. As Pure Passion, her eyes brighten while her hair turns light pink and reaches to her waist, worn with a white tiara adorned with a garnet gem to match the ring's heart on each side of her head. She also gets a white choker and red heart earrings. She wears a red dress with black detail and stitching, a ribbon hanging from her left hip, while her linkerone is worn on her right. Her sleeves have white linings with a trim of ruffles on the chest to access those on the layered skirt, the second of which is dark maroon. Her sleeves are trimmed with ruffled pastel red layers. She also gains sleeves to match her dress, black tights, and a pair of black and maroon boots with a red cuff. As Pure Angel Passion, her hair grows out, along with her accessory rings, dress, ruffles, sleeves, and ribbon. Her cape-like skirt flows behind her and her thighs are partly exposed. She gains a pair of white angel wings. As Pure Rainbow Passion, her outfit is the same as Pure Angel Passion, but with a small pair of golden wings. Setsuna, as Ys, was cold, calculating girl, quick to anger and with little patience, not caring about the feelings of others and single-minded in her loyalty to Mobius. After befriending Love, however, the cracks begin to show in these aspects of her personality. Ys' stubbornness and pride were part of what made it so difficult for her to admit that she was in the wrong at first. Following her rebirth as Pure Passion, she gradually began to change, entirely shy at first, reserved and anxious. After joining Percure, she starts to come out of her shell more thanks to her friends becoming cheerier and more energetic as time goes on. Setsuna eventually develops into a kind, patient, and intelligent girl who cares deeply about the people she's close with. She has a difficult time understanding social cues and the customs of Earth, and often approaches situations with an innocent narrative. She is shown to be racked with guilt over her past actions while working with Labyrinth, and while she does come to terms with it over time, the feeling never quite goes away completely. Despite how much she changed since her time as Ys, her seriousness and determination remained intact, aspects of her character which she now channels into her battles as Pure Passion. Setsuna initially hated Love, and the two came into conflict often in their respective roles as Ys and Pure Peach. Ys attempted to befriend Love under the guise of Setsuna in order to undermine Percure, but the other girl's kind and cheery disposition slowly made her begin to doubt if her work for Labyrinth was right, causing her frequent frustration and anger. Eventually, Love's bold-headed refusal to give up on Setsuna managed to go true to her, and she was reborn as the fourth Percure, Pure Passion. Though initially hesitant to join Cures, Love's insurance helps her come to terms with her past. After Setsuna moves into the Momozona household at Love's suggestion, the two become very close friends and even develop a sisterly bond. Miki and Setsuna had a difficult time of understanding one another at first, owing to the luscious relative lack of social skills. However, Setsuna is shown to care about Miki, being understanding and supportive when she has a difficult time confronting her fear of octopi. Following this experience, the two girls become closer with one another as seen in episode 33. When Setsuna was still doubting herself and lacking confidence following her rebirth as a Percure, Inoi helped encourage her to talk with the other girls and gave her the confidence to join their dance group. As seen in episode 26, Setsuna and Inoi subsequently become good friends. Since both of them live in the Momozona household, he is seen as a family member by Setsuna. She's shown to care deeply about his well-being, worrying about him when he gets a stomachache. At first, Ise was fiercely, obsessively loyal to Mobius, often to the point of her own self-determined. This was most clearly shown when Mobius bestows Ise with a Nisibeki card, which she gratefully uses despite the fact that it causes her extreme pain. Ise repeatedly tells herself that she is willing to serve Mobius even if it costs her her own life. However, Ise eventually realizes, partly due to Cure Peach, that she doesn't want to die for his sake. Following her rebirth as Cure Passion, she fights against Mobius with the rest of the Percure. Despite this, Setsuna is shown to still care about him in some extent, referring to him as Mobius-sama, and trying to appeal to his humanity to convince him to change. The two were initially comrades, though Ise never thought particularly highly of Waster during her time with Lavrin. Following her betrayal to join Percure, the two became enemies outright, though Waster repeatedly tries to convince her to rejoin their side. Later, when Waster realizes that Mobius doesn't care about him, the two became allies once more. And following Mobius' defeat, he and Setsuna returned to Labyrinth along with Solar to change it for the better. Her surname, Higashi, which translates to Ise, an obvious reference to her alter ego of Ise. Hayato, Shun, and Nerida, which also have surnames referring to the other three cardinal directions. Her first name, Setsuna, has varieties of different meanings that can be given to this name, particularly since it is written in hiragana and not kanji, therefore making it difficult to find the exact meaning. One possible is that it's referring to the word Setsuna, meaning moment, instant, the other word being sadness. Some fans believe this would be the case because, like Hayato and Shun's names, it refers to speed or something that occurs quickly. When we put her name together, her name could mean east in the moment or instant to the east. Her name as a Percure is Passion, which doesn't mean the emotion passion. Like, actually, I thought before doing the research on Setsuna's character and the other cures of this season in general, I'll probably mention it in the fresh analysis. But with the fresh fruits themed, her Percure name is shortened for the word for passion fruit. The alternative name of the fruit, Passiflora edulis, following the pattern of names cures after fruits. And from her surname, when she was named Ise, it means east by removing the T. In the name, as she, like Solar, Waster, and Northa, is named after one of the four cardinal directions of the compass. Currently, it is unknown if it is a specific reason that she was named after this particular direction. Although I believe it must be because of her last name or coming from the different word aspect, maybe territories and conflict sides. Like, I am reading A River Enchanted by Rebecca Ross, which I've completed recently reading. And like, the East and West have mentioned conflicts in the story. That's all I'm gonna say about the book. Don't want to spoil it and go off topic. Anyways, back to topic. Ise first meets Love Momozona while working at the Labyrinth fortune-telling house. She, disguised as Setsuna at the time, tells Love that she will soon encounter great happiness. Later on, Ise disrupts the Trinity concert where Love is by summoning a Nagarameke to attack Miyuki Chinen, the leader of the dance trio. However, Ise then witnesses that Love gains the ability to transform into Pure Peach and defeat the monster. Ise retreats into the shadows, starting with a cold laugh that she will sure they will meet again. Ise, now as Setsuna, finds Love playing Lucky Draw in town and asks her for a tour of the town. During and after the tour, she tries to steal Love's Link Run. After the repeated failures, Setsuna receives a clover necklace from Love, which is just the item to show she is friendly at first. Setsuna and Love meet again later, this time with Miki and Inori with her. During a get-together, Setsuna tries once again to steal Love's Link Run, but when it reacts, she puts it down. Mobius begins to realize that something is hindering Setsuna as Ise from manipulating Percure. So he gives her a Nisabeke card. Upon using it, thorny dark green vines dig into her skin. It is not until Percure defeats it after a hard battle that she is saved. The third time the card is used, Agarun is spotted in town but has a hard time choosing its master. The vines fully bind her, but the Nisabeke is defeated, stopping any further damage. Solar talks to Ise after the third defeat because Mobius has given her one last chance to defeat Percure. During the fourth Nisabeke attack, Pure Peach encounters Ise. Setsuna reveals her human identity and breaks the clover necklace. After a final battle between her and Pure Peach, Ise's body dies due to her life being offered. She, however, is saved by Agarun, giving her a new form, Pure Passion. Although Love accepts her immediately, she walks away, conflicted on what to do. Setsuna has realized that now that Labyrinth has kicked her out, she has no place to go. While wandering the streets, she meets Love and her family, who are going to a restaurant to eat. Love convinces her to join, and Setsuna begins to enjoy herself more. Waster, wanting to confirm Ise has switched its size and possibly get her back, attacks the city with a tower-turned Nagamareke. Pure Peach first encounters the menace on her own, but then Setsuna realizes that she has felt more happiness spreading time with Love. She becomes Pure Passion and uses the Happiness Hurricane to purify the Nagamareke. Love's mother offers to let Setsuna stay at their house, to which she accepts. Although Setsuna is adapting to the society of a normal girl, she is still haunted by her past deeds as Ise everywhere she goes. However, she is backed up by the west of Percure, and when a Nagamareke representing Ise attacks the girls, she confronts the fake and defeats her with the girls, putting her past to rest. She, later on, feels that she should start dancing with the girls, becoming a part of their dance troupe, Clover, and although she hesitates, she gets help from Inori. Setsuna transfers to Love's school. She proves to be quite capable and hardworking, answering math problems correctly and playing sports well. The gathers attention from a lot of fans as she becomes popular, to Daise's dismay. After Waster turns a pitching machine into a Nagamareke, Cherryberry uses Brurune to change to the group's uniforms. Setsuna gets a home run, and all four finish off the Nagamareke. One day, when Setsuna and Love have been out shopping, Setsuna wonders how Labyrinth is doing with their mission. While eating donuts at Kaoru's shop, she explains that Infinity is why the Labyrinth is after it. Though the girls are worried about it, they decide to do their best beating the villains. On their way home, they are told by several people good things that are going to happen the day after. It turns out, after defeating a Labyrinth and the Nagamareke that stopped the clock, that chiffon actually is affinity. Before said, chiffon disappears. When chiffon was captured by Nora and taken to Labyrinth, the Percure discovered that Labyrinth is taking control of all the parallel worlds and will be destroyed if they do not make it in order to save chiffon and defeat Labyrinth. They had no choice but to tell their friends and family they are Percure, transformed in front of their eyes, and explained to them everything and that they are going to Labyrinth. When Setsuna was about to use her link rune to teleport her and the others, their parents stopped them, saying it was too dangerous and asked what was going to happen if they do not survive. So they changed back to the girls and stayed for a short while of what their parents decide, but they couldn't wait any longer, so they ran away, but their parents knew about this, but came back to say goodbye and promised to come back. Soon they transform into Percure and teleport to Labyrinth. The Percures got to Labyrinth, and luckily for them, Cure Passion is their guide look for Labyrinth, since she used to be a denizen and was a high rank. Then they saw a group of people heading to Mobius Tower, and she said that they must be in line or they'll be spotted. They see an old man carrying a heavy box, and Love wanted to help him, but Setsuna stopped her, telling that if she does that, they'll be spotted, so they left the old man, as it is saying everything is for Lord Mobius. With the other denizens that the Percure are sorry that is how Labyrinth is. When they go to the tower, they made a wrong one, but they are discovered by Mobius inclined. When they got to the entrance, a sororitas appeared and attacked the Percures. They destroyed the monster and went inside. Cure Passion led the way to Mobius, but when in there, it was a maze in difficult halls that were changing that Cure Passion could not find the way. Suddenly, another sororitas came back to get them, and when they were about to fight, two portals came from the floor and suddenly appeared, separating Passion and Berry from Peach and Pine. They are teleported to the waste processing plant and confronted by Solar and Waster. Passion fought with Waster and Berry fought against Solar. Waster tried to convince Passion to come back to Labyrinth and kept calling her East. Passion tried to convince him too, telling him that Mobius is using him as trash and telling him if the world is Labyrinth, he won't eat donuts, which are his happiness. Just as Waster was about to finish her, the delete hole was summoned. Passion tried to run away, but her foot got stuck on wires and a broken machine that was about to hit her, but Waster saved her and ripped it off the wires to her foot. Waster told Passion that he was a fool, but Passion told him that he was a kind friend that acted as a comrade even though she betrayed him, and he kept calling her by her name. But then Waster and Solar are sucked in, leaving Passion and Berry in grief, losing their friends as they sacrifice themselves to save the Percures. They soon return with Peach and Pine, but then Nora then appears and turns herself into her true monster form. They try to fight it and use Happiness Hurricane, Love Sunshine Fresh, Healing Prayer Fresh, and Esbar Shower Fresh, and defeated her. Just then, Kalen appeared, showing them his horrid true monster form self, and combined it with Nora into one as a monster. It was powerful. They managed to tire it out and use Lucky Clover Grand Finale, but it managed to resist it and drew them back to the ground. They were about to give up, but a girl came over to help Peach. She told her that she and the Percure saved them and she wants to help them, which gave a little spirit to them. Everyone in Labyrinth came to cheer them on. Waster and Solar then appeared, telling them not to give up. Passion and Berry were so happy they were alive. The monster was about to attack, but Waster and Solar protected them and the people of Labyrinth. People of Labyrinth tried to stay strong and encouraged the Percure with their hearts to stand and don't give up. The Percure will stand up for them, and thanks to the hearts of the people of Labyrinth, the Percure were given and transformed into Cure Angel. They defeated the monster and flew to the tower to save Chiffon. They encountered Mobius and saw Chiffon. Cure Passion used her Passion Harp and used her Happiness Hurricane to try and convince Mobius into joining the good. but it backfired because he was a robot. He then attacked Percure and took control of them, but they regained their consciousness. Everyone collected a lot of heart to prepare the loving true heart fresh. With the attack, Chiffon regained consciousness and turned into its original form, defeated Mobius, and saved the parallel worlds. Labyrinth soon cheered for the victory and Percure. Solar, Waster, Tart, Azukina, and Chiffon went back to the Clovertown street. After the end of their journey, when Mobius has been defeated, Setsuna decides to follow Solar and Waster back to Labyrinth in order to make it a happy place, just like how love in Clovertown made her happy. Before she leaves, she attends and wins a dance competition with the rest of Clover. However, Setsuna appears in the Percure All-Star series from DX2 and onward, hinting that she comes to visit Love, Mickey, and Noi every once in a while. This part is gonna focus on Setsuna's time at East. It's gonna be the same as character name as cure name, and you'll see Setsuna and Passion later on. But let's get on to this one. East is the original part of Setsuna and the one that represents her past as a Labyrinth member. Much like her other generals of Labyrinth, East could change back and forth between human and Labyrinth form by saying the phrase, "switch over." She has the introduction as a villain, which it goes by, "I am East, denizen of Labyrinth, and faithful servant of Lord Mobius." Setsuna was able to summon Nakama Reiki by possessing an item or an animal. The diamonds used to summon Nakama Reiki were a dark red. During her last 4 battles, she was able to summon Nesugameke, a stronger and faster type of monster than the Nakarameke, the only she could use. East was very stubborn and had a great part of pride, refusing to admit her defeat to her partners or let them help her. When meeting Cure Peach the first time, East swore to be her enemy but telling that they would meet again. Soon then, East tried her best to defeat Percure and then in the end asked Mobius for his help. In the last days, she was given the Nescabeki cards, since it was obvious that Percure was getting stronger and that she herself was having doubts about Labyrinth's goals. When East's body died and her life energy was sacrificed for Labyrinth's goal, Acheron was summoned by Chiffon and entered her body. This caused her to be revived as Cure Passion. After this, Setsuna is never shown becoming East again. It's unknown if she loses the ability to assume this form following her rebirth, or if she simply doesn't want to do so. Cure Passion first appeared in episode 23 in order to find out who she really was. The other girls had to find Acheron, a red picroon with a ribbon and wings. Cure Passion's theme color is red, crimson, scarlet, and she is arguably the strongest of the fresh cures. Her introduction is, "The Scarlet Heart is the proof of happiness, freshly wiped Cure Passion." Cure Passion can use the attack Happiness Hurricane, and unlike the other cures, did not need to form a bond with Chiffon in order to summon Acheron and the Passion Harp. Later, after about halfway through the season, Percure uses the power of the Clover Box to perform the group attack Lucky Clover Grand Finale, in which Cure Passion transforms her powers into the Happiest Leaf. When she is in her ultimate form called Cure Angel, but she is mostly called Cure Angel Passion in this form, second cure form Percure gains in the series thanks to the people of Labyrinth. In this form, Cure Angel Passion is capable of flying at fast speed and has the power-up strength. Together with everyone else, she can use the attacks Loving True Heart and Loving True Heart Fresh. In the All-Stars DX2, she gains the form Cure a Rainbow Passion. Together with the others upgrades, the group of 17 cures form the group Cure Rainbow. This upgraded outfit resembles that of Cure Angel in the season finale, except for a pair of small golden rings instead of white ones. First, she opens her link boon, touches the button, and a screen glows red. She shouts, "Change, Percure," and her hair ornaments disappear. She then puts her foot down and shouts, "Beat up." and sinks into water. Her brooch appears, followed by her dress. Then her hair color changes from dark purple to pink. Her boots, wristbands, and earrings in her then appear. Then Pure Passion lands on the ground and recites her introductory speech. To transform into Pure Angel, she shouts, "Change, Percure beat up." Her normal Percure outfit disappears. She starts to spin around, and the white light creates her dress, shoes, wristbands, and white angel wings for her. Then she recites her introductory speech with the rest of the angel cures. Happiness Hurricane is her only solo attack, which she uses the Passion Harp. She performs it in episode 24. Lucky Clover Grand Finale is the group attack she performs with Peach, Berry, and Pine, using the Clover Box. They first used it in episode 37. Loving True Heart is the second group attack Passion performs alongside Peach, Berry, and Pine, but in their ultimate forms, Pure Angel, in episode 49. It is upgraded to Loving True Heart Fresh, which she uses it with Peach, Berry, Pine, Tart, Azukina, Waster, and Solar in the final episode. Pure Passion can use a few basic attacks together with her friends, such as the Pretty Cure Punch and Pretty Cure Kick. Fact 1. East Citizen number in Labyrinth is number ES4039781, and East was the first female antagonist to become a true part of Pretty Cure. Fact 2. Setsuna is the first mid-season cure in a standalone season and also the first otherworldly cure to have the name Cure in the title of her name. Fact 3. In the book Drawing Fantastic Female Fighters, it is revealed that she was originally going to have a similar look to Cure Peach, save for an increase in hair volume, until her costume was changed to look like armor to help her stand out. Additionally, in early stages, animators played around with things like the position of the ribbon and different headband shapes. The same book also revealed things regarding Setsuna as East. The diamond-like cross on her back on the outfit represented the burden she bore before her defection, and her original hairstyle lacked the headband and looked too much like a bedhead. But a hairstyle borrowed from a newscaster didn't appeal to Toy's target demographic. Fact 4. Pure Passion is the only Pretty Cure in Fresh Pretty Cure who does not introduce her heart in color in English. Instead, she says Maka, which translates to scarlet or crimson. It should also be noted that she is the only one who does not say the symbol of, but rather the proof of. It is possible that it is a pun towards her color theme, as the aka is pronounced through, though not written, like the Japanese word aka, which means red. Fact 5. Pure Passion keeps her link rune on her right side, while the other Fresh Cures have theirs on the left. Fact 6. A phrase she said less often as East was, "More screaming, more crying." However, it wasn't a common to become a catchphrase. Now we are finally done with the Fresh Cures. We will head into talking about the mascots of the 6th season, starting with the Prince and Ferret looking fairy, Tart. So see you next time. Bye.